My name is Sunny and welcome to my channel, Sunny Snippets, where I try to declutter some of the latest news, make it simple to understand so that my audience is well informed. In today's modern world, almost everything that we buy, we use a form of debt, like a credit card, where we buy now and pay later. If used smartly, we can shop around without worrying about cash or change and pay at the end of the pay cycle. But people overspend knowing very well that they may not be able to afford the things they are buying right now, but buy it anyways. We use the credit as the means to fulfill our wants, maybe not our needs, taking affordability out of the picture. Using credit, we don't need to pay in full right now, but will be paying in installments with our future earnings in the next few months or years along with the interest. This spending habit of ours has made the US from a dominantly manufacturing economy to a consuming economy in the world. And we need reasons like long weekend, Boxing Day, holiday seasons, and many more to go out and buy, often overspend as credit is cheaply and readily available to all of us. Credit is good if what you are buying is increasing in value and appreciating asset, like a house, but is bad if it reduces in value over time, depreciating asset like buying a car or a truck. The large portion of the US economy is based on spending, where people go out and buy. Boys buying their cars and trucks, and ladies buying clothes, fashion accessories, almost all of which are depreciating assets. By the time we pay off the installments, the underlying asset that we have bought is negligible in value. This creates a debt burden which over a period of time becomes huge for household, creating a debt cycle which can have long-term effects on the US economy. During good times, people spend more than what they can afford, and over a period of time, their income is no longer able to afford the installments. Then we see foreclosures, repos, and bankruptcies. Even in the good times, Americans are drowning in debt. But when the economy turns bad, unemployment is at all-time high, coronavirus pandemic is forcing the government to shut down the economy to save lives. People here in the US are not able to pay their debt installments, forcing people and businesses into bankruptcies and foreclosures as their monthly income has drastically reduced. Like us, state and federal governments are spending huge amounts of money which they don't have right now, but are willing to borrow and will be paying back with future earnings along with interest. It's all good when your borrowing are less and you can afford to pay installments. But over a period of time, the debt and interest burden becomes too much. The income is not enough to cover the installments, and then we run into problems, huge problems, and this is called a debt crisis. It is same for a common man, a big corporation, state or federal government, and as the debt becomes unserviceable, it leads to bankruptcies. Smart people use credit as a leverage to buy an appreciating asset like real estate, good stocks, etc., and grow their wealth by compounding their income. As an example, an investor buys a house for 400,000 with 10% down and 90% as a 25-year mortgage from a bank. By using 90% of the money from the bank, he buys an appreciating asset, that is a house, at a very low interest rate, using rent or his future earnings to pay for the mortgage. After 25 years, his $400,000 house will surely grow in value and his mortgage paid off, thus increasing his wealth. Another person buys a $50,000 truck, again with 10% down and 90% auto loan on a 6-year payment terms using his future income. At the end of 6 years, his truck's value will be way less than what he originally paid for, and he will lose money in the process as it is a depreciating asset. After 6 years, he might need another truck as this might be old, and the whole cycle of losing money starts all over again. Now compare first and the second person. Both are using credit in two different and opposite ways. First is using credit to grow his wealth, and the second person loses money over time, and both of them have two different financial outcomes. US economy works on the flow of credit. For example, when you buy a car on credit, your bank approves the loan based on your paycheck and makes your monthly installments. Now this car sale is an income for the car dealership and the salesman there. When this salesman wants to buy a house, his bank sees his income, which came from your car commissions, and lends him credit based on that. We buy things in our daily life which are an income for someone else, and the credit flows in the system. When debt becomes huge, people stop spending to save money for their basic needs, and US, being a spending economy, takes a big hit and we have a recession. Remember 2008-2009 when low interest rate loans inflated the house prices, creating a house bubble which, when burst, took the US and the world economy with it. The credit markets are signaling the US might be heading for a financial crisis. That is why the US Fed has injected money into the economy in 3 different ways. Number 1, direct stimulus checks into people's bank's account so that they can go and spend that money in the economy. Number 2, by reducing the interest rates to almost 0%, the Fed has reduced the interest cost of businesses, thus freeing up more money for their business activities. Number 3, the Fed is buying back securities from the banks so that the banks have more money freed up with the incentive to lend more to people and businesses. The idea is to kickstart the cycle of economy by encouraging people and businesses to spend and invest. If not acted quickly, this situation could translate into the Depression era of 1930s in the US. If you have found value in the content that I make, please help me and my channel by liking it and sharing the content. Please subscribe to my channel to encourage me to make more such content in the future.